This is a photo I took of my wife on a random Wednesday afternoon. I was waiting to meet a good friend for dinner, the light hit the room just right, and I pulled out my phone. Now, I absolutely love this picture. It's my wallpaper now. I took it on the iPhone 17 Pro, and it is a marvel of modern engineering for sure. But here's the thing, is I could have taken this same exact photo on the iPhone 15 Pro that I traded in to get this one. See, I took this photo with a very specific camera app that would work on both phones. Shout out to Becca Versace for the recommendation. This app bypasses a lot of the smart processing the iPhone usually does, and it makes the camera worse in a way that makes photos better. But it got me thinking, if I could get this exact same result with an older phone and a worse app, why was I so obsessed with making the upgrade in the first place? In the late aughts and 2010s, tech felt revolutionary. Every new iPhone felt like it was handing you a brand new superpower.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device.
But as I've gotten older, that new gadget high has a shorter and shorter half-life. Let me show you what I mean. This is my gaming PC. It's like super optimized. It's got a 12-core Ryzen, an NVIDIA 5070. It's got like everything I've ever wanted. But see, I don't love this computer as much as I used to because this computer used to actually be this computer. I built this computer when I was 19, and I have been optimizing it ever since. I remember how scary it was to install the CPU for the first time, and how thrilling it was to get it to boot the very first time. But now I've got a ton of optimized parts just floating around the house that I don't even use it anymore. This is my VR headset. I don't think I've used this more than one time in the last year. My original college laptop, muddied with stickers. My first MacBook Pro. Don't go to this website. It was like one of the first websites I ever built, and I'm pretty sure there's like a virus on it or something that'll destroy your computer. There's my current MacBook Pro. I have a little bit of a problem. The original MacBook Air that I had back in high school, I don't know why I still have this. My wife's computer is sitting right here that I helped her build. Oh, also, by the way, I've got this big 1440p, 144 hertz monitor that I just don't use. So I guess like, subscribe, and then I'll give it away to somebody in the comments who says that this is just their favorite damn video that they've ever seen on all of YouTube, and they're going to recommend it to their friends. Probably retails for like 150 bucks. So there you go. Oh my god, it's going to crash. Oh, right, optimization. So this process of optimizing my setup just got progressively more and more expensive, and I got less joy out of it like every time. And it's not just our tech. We live in a culture of 10% better. 10% more gains at the gym, 20% more revenue, 50% more time saved by a CRM. We treat our lives like a corporate spreadsheet where waste is the enemy and happiness is always one more purchase away. Speaking of spreadsheets, this video is sponsored by Odoo. Just kidding. I'm way too small for that, but hey, hit subscribe and maybe one day I can sell you some business software that I don't use. You can't really go anywhere on the internet without a social media algorithm constantly trying to learn and give you the most optimal piece of content that keeps you on the platform for just a second longer. Like even this YouTube video, the one you are watching right now, is supposed to be optimized to help you engage in longer form content after the video so that you'll stay on the platform longer, so I can show more ads to you, or that you as a YouTube Premium member can stay longer. So what if all this optimization, what if all these small improvements here and there that are supposed to change your life, what if you just stopped paying attention to all of it? What if you were just a little less optimized in everything you do in your life? Probably cry a little bit, right? Little bitch. My day job is marketing. I spend 40 hours a week living for conversions, click-through rates, and impressions. In that world, friction is the ultimate enemy. If a customer has to click twice on something to do anything, you've failed. You need to optimize the path to purchase until it's a straight, painless line to the result. And while that's a really great way to run a brand, it's a very hollow way to live life. Because when you apply that same marketing brain to your own existence, you start to view your time as something to be converted rather than something to be experienced. I could not figure out what to do with my hands there. I first felt this shift back in college. I had a professor who once went on a total tangent about global wealth, and he told us that if you make $35,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of global earners. Now, was he probably just trying to justify himself being in the top 1% of US spenders? Probably. But it got me thinking. See, at the time I was making about $35,000 a year, working full-time at an agency and going to school full-time, but I was actually miserable. I was like, there's no way I'm in the top 1%. And looking back, that miserable time that I was having was actually where I've grown the most in my life. It was very high friction living. I had to fight for every hour of sleep and every completed assignment. And I was trying to optimize the pain of the struggle now so that I could live happier in the future. And it kind of worked, but man, wouldn't it have been so much nicer if I just would have let myself go to school for an extra year rather than trying to work through the whole damn thing? Did I really need to optimize that entire experience? There's a quote from the late Thich Nhat Hanh that I really like that goes, "If while washing dishes, we think only of the cup of tea that awaits us, we're not alive during the time we are washing the dishes." Personally, I love the Plum Village tradition. I love their tradition of radical compassion, including the concept of radical self-compassion. There's a Zen koan from this tradition that says, "You are perfect just the way you are." And you could also use a little bit of work. In my life, I've found that when I hear this koan and I think to myself, yeah, you know what? I am perfect just the way I am. Those are the moments when I could actually use a little bit of time to work on myself. But when I hear that and think, hey, you know what? I suck as a person and I need to improve myself more, that's usually an indication that I need to take some time to take care of myself. Here's the thing. I hate doing laundry. I hate it. It never feels done. There's always more to do. And in the moment, like before I'm actually doing laundry, I hate doing it. But when I'm actually doing it, I hate everything leading up to laundry. I hate sorting. I hate all of that stuff. But then, once I'm actually sitting here and I'm doing the thing, I got my clothes here, I'm folding them. It's really not that bad. See, it's the illusion of the pain or the illusion of I could be doing something more optimal with my time that makes laundry feel less interesting to me. So my wife and I made a rule. Instead of always doing laundry with a headphone in and listening to something else, not really connecting with each other, but trying to optimize our way through this awful chore, instead we don't listen to anything and we talk to each other. We talk about everything, nothing, what happened in our day, a crazy thing that we saw online. Doesn't matter. It's just an opportunity for connection. And that one rebellious act of trying to be a little more intentional with our time, despite the friction of not having something in our ear the whole time, makes the whole experience that much more meaningful. None of my favorite moments include doing laundry, but a lot of my favorite moments with my wife are when we're just shooting the shit while we do the laundry. Now, with that in mind, I want you to look back at these two photos. The one on the left is what Apple considers optimal. The iPhone's AI made sure that the shadows aren't too dark, the sky isn't too blown out. It's perfect. But it's also kind of bland. In my opinion, it's missing a small amount of imperfection where beauty is allowed to shine through.
This one's pretty.
Not according to the book. If you go by the checklist, this one's perfect.
But I like how mine's a little off-center. It's got wabi-sabi.
But the one on the right actually took a small amount more work, a little bit more friction. I had to open a different app, fiddle with some focus settings, and get a preset that felt right. It took about 10 seconds, really, of that friction, but it looks like how I remember feeling about that moment. The struggle to capture this picture is actually what made the picture worth keeping. I spent years collectively online making fun of this like main character energy where people like treat the rest of the world like they don't matter. But in the middle of January, sometimes I feel like I need a little bit of main character energy, especially with like seasonal depression and the weight of another year. I feel like I need a little bit of, hey, you know what? I'm the main character in my own life. In all honesty, I'm tired of being the most productive version of myself. I like being the version of myself that enjoys being a little bit not perfect. I like romanticizing the not perfect parts of my life and just enjoying the connection that comes from it. So, as a guide for you and for myself this year, I want us to stop trying to optimize everything and just romanticize a little bit more of our daily life. Instead of seeing laundry as a chore to be done, see it as an opportunity to connect with a partner or to connect with yourself or to work through a hard thing. I don't know. Romanticizing your life is not necessarily being delusional. It's trying to find ways to allow yourself to appreciate not immediately going for the most optimal route. It's choosing the worst camera. It's allowing yourself to be the hero of a story that's not particularly profitable yet. It's choosing to be slightly less optimal for the sake of your own mental health. Thank you for watching. This is my first attempt at a YouTube video, and in the same vein of trying not to be too optimized on everything, I want this channel to feel a little bit more like it's about connection. I want you to feel like we're connecting and talking about something important here. So yeah, leave a comment. Let me know, are there other ways that you find yourself doing less optimal things that actually make you just feel better about life? Okay, I'll see you whenever I make my next video, whenever that happens to be. Peace.